This is a quick video on using CamStudio. We're going to be talking about downloading CamStudio, using it for screen recording, and then the difference between SWF and AVI files. Some of you probably have heard of another program that records videos for free from your screen of your desktop called Jing. And I've talked about Jing before in the past too, and I use Jing most of the time, but I do find that CamStudio can work for particular applications. For me, particularly when I want to use a program such as Movie Maker to upload a file and make some edits to it, because in that situation I want to have an AVI file instead of an SWF, and CamStudio allows you to have either one of those file types when you record something in that, either an SWF or an AVI, whereas Jing only gives you the option to save it to an SWF, which can't be edited by Movie Maker. So there are some situations where you might want to use CamStudio and that option, and this is kind of to show how you might do that. So CamStudio is a free program. It's open source, and so you can get it online. If we take a look at the website here, this is camstudio.org. You'll be able to come to a website where it talks a bit about CamStudio. It talks about what it is and some of the features. So certainly let you or suggest you read through these when you have an opportunity. But if you click down before, you'll see that you do have an opportunity here to download it. You can download CamStudio 2.6, and you can also have a codec if you choose to. But for the most part, just having CamStudio will work for you. You can go on later and read a little bit about the history if you choose to. When you click on the file download link here, you'll have a chance to go through kind of the standard setup and download that to your computer. When you do, it'll show up as a file in your file folder called CamStudio, and then you can open that and open CamStudio. It'll also put a little icon on your desktop for CamStudio that looks a little bit like this. This is a little square. If you do that, it'll pop up the CamStudio control panel. So it's going to open PowerPoint here. Let's say we wanted to use the CamStudio to record a little video from something we have in PowerPoint. So there's lots of different options you have in here for CamStudio. You can pick that you're going to record a region or a fixed region or full screen. So depending on what you want to do, you might want to click on one of these or the other. I'm going to select region here because I want to select a region. But before I do that, we're going to look through some of the other options. You have lots of options you can do. You can change some of the recording options within there to allow you to do this. However, the thing that I use most for is this little button here, which is record to flash or AVI. So right now you can see it's set to record to an AVI. If I click on that, now it turns to record to SWF. So depending on what kind of file format, you can change which button it is just by toggling on this button. Like I said, the benefit to having it on AVI, and I really only use CamStudio when I want to record to AVI, is that when I create those videos and I save them to my desktop, then what I'm able to do is take those and put them into Movie Maker. I can combine some of them, add introductions, those type of things that I couldn't do if it was an SWF file format. So let's say that we have something like this. This is just a picture file of a problem I've worked out in math. And let's say I wanted to record this using CamStudio and put it into a little video for my students. From here I'd pick that I want to record a region, and then I would be able to take that. If I select region, I can hit record, and then I get this little picture with the crosshairs, and I can select what it is that I want to record. And as soon as I let go, we'll see that I got my current frame rate and my elapsed time here. It's got all this information letting me know that that portion is being recorded, and these little flashing arrows let you know where it is that's being recorded. It also does audio, so you can hear your audio. You could go through here and kind of animate yourself, talking through where it is that you wanted to go, the students to go through this problem step by step and explaining those. If you did have a drawing pad again, you could go through and actually draw on the image here and use that to show your way through it, or just draw on a blank sheet and go step by step through the problem with your students. So it works out pretty well. When I'm ready to be finished, I can just click stop, and it'll start giving me my options here. of how I want to put it out and where I want to save it. So at this point, here's the AVI ending. I can rename this file what I choose to name it and then save it. And I could use that then in any of the applications that I want to. So in this case, I'm just going to put cancel, but when it's done, it starts converting that over, and then you will be able to kind of see in there where that file comes in. I normally just put it on my desktop or in a file that I have set aside. So hope this helps. When you're done, you can just kind of close it out. What I have found is that even though there's no time limit to it, there is a kind of a frame rate at which point when it starts to convert it over, it tells you that rather than doing it into one file, it's going to cut it into a couple different files so that you'd end up with a couple files maybe for a longer video that you did. However, if you were to put this into a program like Movie Maker, you could still combine those together separately from those separate files. So like I said, this works out well. I normally use it when I want to do the AVIs, and at some point we'll talk a little bit about when you have AVI files and you want to do something with them in Movie Maker, how you could dump those in and create a little bit more polished video to put on YouTube or some other places. So hope this is helpful. Thank you very much.